Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. Well, what did we think of Ozark? As a background, 4 seasons, 44 episodes. They just released on April 29th the second half of the 4th season, which wrapped up the Bird storyline. Marty and Wendy and their 2 kids, Charlotte and Jonah, moved from Chicago to the Ozarks to launder money for a drug cartel. The power struggles have gone up and down between Marty and Wendy, between the Birds and the drug cartel. It has consistently stayed at the top of its writing game, directing game, acting game. The storylines were always superior. There weren't like major plot holes. It kept me engaged. What was I expecting for the second half? We always want to be striving towards something, right? So this second half, the Birds finally leaving, finally getting their old life back, and removing themselves from money laundering. They tried to a couple of times and it always fell through, which was frustrating to see because you wanted them to leave. But then also on second thought, did we want them to leave? Like, this is what was so good about the show. Like, I always rooted for the Birds, but also I got annoyed at the Birds. It always made you want to continue to watch. Whether you were rooting for Ruth and the Langmores, whether you were rooting for Marty, whether you were rooting for Wendy or Navarro or his nephew Javi, or then the sister slash mom at the end with Camila stepping in, which, sidebar, she annoyed me. I didn't like her. She got on my nerves. Just because she was a new character who all of a sudden had all of the power. Did not like that. Or you were rooting for the Snells, which I don't think anybody was ever rooting for the Snells because that lady was wacky. Not everyone can make it out alive. You know someone's going to die. So Navarro died. That was anticipated. They had me for a second. I thought he was going to live and like run away and then foil the whole plan. Also, Ruth died. Since no one in the Bird family was going to die, some other major character had to die. Ruth, she kind of got on my nerves because she like always had these big plans. It was a little bit too big for her britches with what she could handle. When, spoiler, 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 Camila, the mother of Javi, who Ruth shot and killed, she was going to shoot her. Like, Ruth just stood her ground. Was it sad to watch, and was it sad in general? Yes. Another thought with the ending of the story, of course the Birds are going to make it out alive. For whatever reason, since the very beginning, unrealistically, Marty made it out alive. Marty's a smooth talker. Since he's smart, he knows numbers, but him running the cartel, which is what they had planned and what he did whenever he went down to Mexico, was very far-fetched because we know Marty is not ruthless or cold-hearted. Wendy, on the other hand, could run the cartel. Wendy's character, I loved her. She was my favorite character. She never annoyed me. She was always trying to find different ways to approach how to get out of situations or to further their laundering career or to further their political career or foundational career. And Marty, I felt like he was too careful and cautious, which is weird because he started this whole money laundering business in the first place. But Wendy, she did not care. Laura Linney should have won all the Emmys. The way that she can cry and lie, a bold-faced lie, like the emotion that she shows, and then just go straight to smiling. Or like she'll be yelling at somebody or speaking sharply to somebody and then she'll just be like smiling. Like phenomenal acting. Phenomenal acting. Her character, I loved her. Amazing. She could run the cartel, wouldn't have batted an eye. You believe in real life that a couple that has gone through as much that Wendy and Marty have gone through would still be together? Like at the very beginning, think all the way back to season 1, Wendy was cheating on Marty. So something clearly was missing because of all the powerful things they could do together. That's why they stayed together. Also, Wendy's dad, like I wanted to punch the TV screen. I love when that happens because it means that the writers have done a really good job of creating an annoying, hateful, spiteful, disgusting, enraging character. He was just an ugly, nasty character. And then Jonah and Charlotte, I loved them. I loved watching them grow up and then like be part of their family's business. Anyways, back on track. So in the end, overall, this season, the 7 episodes was very back and forth. It sort of annoyed me because I think that's what happens whenever you watch episodes back to back to back to back without any stopping. Because there were so many different power struggles. Like, was Navarro going to be the lead? Was Camila going to be the lead? Was Marty going to be the lead? Who was going to run the cartel? That annoyed me. Them going back and forth to the jail, them going back and forth to the FBI and cutting deals left and right. But in the end, the Birds made it out alive. They had their foundation. Seemingly, no one was going to suspect a thing because Jonah at the end got the shotgun and was going to kill the PI. So I think they got off scot-free. But overall, fantastic show, fantastic season. It ended like a good series finale. I did want them to do something where they're like 1 year ahead or 2 years ahead, but I think that's overdone. So let me know what you thought about Ozark. Also, you can check out some location spots that I went to. On Thursday, I'll be dropping a Selling Sunset episode, so make sure you tune in on Thursday to watch that. We'll see ya.